That's where Bull Allen kept running out and bringing one in. Did you know that, he asked me. He went again and came back. Go and get your mate. Jesus Christ, you think you'll make it back this time? They're having bets on it. He went again and came back. That bloke should have got a case of medals. But he had holes in his hat, he had holes in his sleeves, he had holes in his pants, he had holes under his shirt. And that bastard went in and out 12 times.
It was amazing because the story they tell about Dad and the action on Tambu, like it was like a moonscape of mud and rubble, and trees had been chopped down with machine gun fire. And Dad come in there and helped them out because their own medics had been shot. And like there was an aura about him because like they was taking every bit of protection they could against machine gun fire from the Japs, and he'd just go and attend to whoever it was. He didn't care about what was happening around him with the gunfire. His focus was to attend to those people that were injured. And the Americans said like he was God sent by God.
A clean rifle may mean life or death in the jungle. And these are the Australians that defeated the Japs at Kokoda. Now, over trails never traveled by whites, they follow up the attack. Soldiers skilled in all the tricks of jungle warfare. With field mortars and Tommy guns, they blast away at the slightest sound.
The level of battles in New Guinea was usually at the company level or smaller, down to section level. And so these were important engagements just fought between a few men, which made the difference. It wasn't large-scale battle at all.
These dramatic pictures show the Australians opening their phase of the attack that took Salamaua.
It was hell's battlefield. It was an extraordinary place to fight a battle. The terrain, the climate, the insidious insects, the diseases, the malaria. It was just an extraordinary place to fight, let alone against an enemy like the Japanese, who and they suffered even more so. And but they were a totally ruthless enemy, and they had to be fought on the ground to win that battle.
In dugouts and foxholes, enemy dead marked the path of the Australians.
The Australians had moved in initially at the start of July, and they'd taken the Japanese by surprise at the southern end of Mount Tambu and taken the main positions there, held them against considerable counterattacks, and then over the next week or two had taken most of the top of the mountain, but hadn't taken this final highest position. And the Americans moved up and took over from the Australians, and so you had the Americans and the Australians together on Mount Tambu at that stage.
A chap had said that, an Australian had said that when he was on Tambu, it was some of the most formidable country that he'd fought in. Now, you fight in it, but to carry men out in it is something special. And your dad, his uniform was just tatters, from shrapnel and bullet. Your dad would certainly have felt fire going past him, yet he continued on doing what he did. That's amazing.
Like they talk about 12, I talked to a person there by the name of Fritz. I can't think of his other name. A real big fella, about 7 foot tall, I reckon. Real big bloke. And he was saying, look, they've talked about it, and there was more like 18 men that he saved in such a short time. And he had to carry, even if he carried them the length of a football field, imagine anyone doing it. And he was telling me how they could see Dad walking down along Caffney's track with the wounded over his shoulder, and snipers having a go at him. So they could see all this happening. Nothing they could do about it, but they could see it happening.
I mean, there's a lot of newspaper articles of different stories of his action and what it was like, carrying soldiers over the mud, and not just a straight walk, it was like down gully, up hill sort of thing, pretty steep hill sort of thing. So.
It's rugged sort of stuff, and that's super.
People have said, like, what happened? Someone like that would probably never ever be able to do something like that again, sort of thing. But
he continued to do it. Yeah. When you think the Americans bestowed on him their highest gallantry award, the Silver Star, without a doubt, if he hadn't been an American, he would have been awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Not only there, but if he'd been an American at Crystal Creek, he would have probably got 2 Congressional Medals of Honor.
like his childhood was not a good one. He was in an orphanage, in and out of an orphanage from 11 years old.
Of a Sunday we used to go around the car yards here in Ballarat, and he used to look at a Mercedes Benz. He said, I'm going to get one of those one day.
We don't really probably understand just how much, and it's not only that, it's other people as well, like other soldiers that have gone through that. We don't appreciate how much they probably did or put their life on the line for what we've got today.
Absolutely.